Welcome back to the Morning Blend. When you think of a caregiver, who do you think of? Nurses, doctors, other health professionals? That's all true, and you'd be right, but millions of caregivers are unpaid family members, and maybe you're one of them.
November is National Family Caregiver Month, and joining us today with some important resources is Shirley Peterson from the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Waukesha County, along with one of their members, Claudia, who is a caregiver for her husband with dementia. Welcome back to the Morning Blend, you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Let's talk first a little bit about this National Family Caregiver Month and what exactly it is, and I guess why it's so important to recognize these caregivers.
National Family Caregiver Month is a month that is set to honor and celebrate all the caregivers we have that we work with and see in our communities. Most people are caregivers, and like Claudia, and sometimes they don't even recognize themselves as a caregiver. So it's a time to honor and celebrate those people who kind of give of themselves for others.
Why do you like to bring Claudia's story to people's attention? Why is her story one worth sharing, in your opinion?
Well, several reasons. One, she's a wonderful lady. She has given of herself for her family, whether it's her mother-in-law, her husband, and done things for their best interest, and kind of put herself second, which isn't necessarily good all the time, but she's made sure that they get the best care that they can get, seeking out resources, her son to help her with respite, other resources to help support herself, support groups, which I'm thinking she's going to talk about. So she's a perfect example of a wonderful caregiver.
Yeah. And before we get to some of her story, real quick, just a quick overview of some of the services that you supply people with the Aging and Disability Resource Center of Waukesha.
We have staff on call all the time from 8 to 4:30 every day, and people can call and get ideas for resources. If they just need to talk, they can call in and get ideas for support groups or respite providers. We do provide some services, so we have some grant funding that we can use to help support caregivers and their loved ones in the community.
It's wonderful. How long were you caring for your mother-in-law?
3 years.
About 3 years. And what about your husband? So he has dementia, Alzheimer's?
Yes, he does, and multiple other ailments. I've been caring for him for approximately 10 years.
Wow. That's a long time. Do you ever go on vacation or leave for the weekend to go and enjoy yourself?
Not actually to go away. The last time was 2 years ago. I went with my daughter to a family reunion in Michigan. But again, it's leaving my husband, and I'm not real comfortable with that. And so I do get away for lunches and meeting friends, and we have a support group now in Sussex. It's quite small yet, but everybody's story is a little bit different. All of us are in the same position. I'm the lucky one because I have our son.
Yes.
Who steps in and helps a lot with some
care.
My
goodness.
Prescriptions, you had told us during the break. And
prescriptions, shopping, caring for his dad when I'm gone. Several times we've had to call 911, and he's always right there to fill in whatever I need.
What would you say to people who are watching other caregivers who maybe don't have an adult son like you do, who can help give them even just short breaks? Do you feel that caregivers need breaks?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, no. I try to encourage them. I've met so many people who are caregivers, and that's one of the good things. One of the programs that ADRC has, it's called Caregivers Intermission. Once a month, it's a social thing, and the caregiver and their care receiver come, and they have school children who are volunteers with their parent, and they're homeschooled, so they come. And it's a wonderful, absolutely great program. Some music, some crafts.
Yeah.
Just a time to get out. So for a couple of hours once a month, and so yeah.
And socialize and enjoy yourself.
Socialize.
Fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, do something new. I think it's important that you talk about that support group and having people around you that are going through the same kinds of things, and then, you know, encouraging others to do the same thing or find one through programs near you.
Yes. The other thing that I'd really like to bring out is caregivers and care receivers should acknowledge the disease. A lot of people, I think, are still under the impression that it is somehow shameful. And as soon as you find out, let your friends and neighbors and family know so that they could also be a part of that person's life.
Yes.
And I found that with my neighborhood, my family. They're all very understanding if my husband all of a sudden doesn't realize who they are.
Yeah.
So let people know.
Yeah,
think
because
that is
then they
wonderful
can
advice.
share in caring and expressing compassion. Just real quick, do you see being a caregiver as a blessing or a burden?
I don't see it as a burden. I'm blessed that I have been able to provide this for my family.
Yeah.
And not everybody has that opportunity. Fortunately, I'm in a position where I can do that and try to give myself some time too. And I have some wonderful friends who periodically call and say, how about if we get together for lunch or something like that? So.
You deserve good
I
friends.
think you do, Claudia.
Yeah.
These books are part of a library that you give as well. It's a caregiving library that helps people have more resources, correct?
Yes, and it's in our ADRC in Waukesha County, and anybody can come in at any point and come in and just go through the resource library. They can check books out. We have DVDs. Our resource guide we update every year, and that's free to anybody who wants that, so we can mail that out or somebody can stop in and get them.
I think it's wonderful that you
Yeah.
have those resources available. It was a pleasure talking to
Thank you, Claudia.
Thank you, Molly. Thank you, Tiffany. It was great being here.
Yeah.
And call ADRC.
Thank
Yeah.
you. It's a wonderful resource. Happy
Yeah.
holidays to you
Thank
and to
you.
you also. Here's the information, because you should understand that you're not alone in the caregiver journey. There are wonderful resources, support groups, friends, and opportunities to socialize too. You can reach out to someone for help. If you're in Waukesha County, call the ADRC at 262-548-7848. If not in Waukesha County, you can go to findmyadrc.org to find the organization that's closest to you.
Yeah, thanks to
Thank
both
you,
of
ladies.
Thank you.
Appreciate your
Appreciate it.
time.